Hello guys, and welcome back to the 22nd episode of my Rebuilding Brighton series, where today we are playing up against Sheffield United in the league at home, and then Fulham away from home in the FA Cup quarter-final. A very lucky draw for us, and we just beat Fulham away from home 2-0 in the league, so hopefully we can replicate that performance in the cup. But first of all, we do have to focus on Sheffield United. We are up in 8th place with a game on hand on Everton below us, so hopefully we can continue bridging that gap between us and Norwich, because they are quite a distance away from us right now, and that is the area that we want to be pushing forward, that 7th place spot, because right now our squad is looking tasty. We'll take a look at the squad that we will be using for this game against Sheffield United. This is the players that we'll be using, pretty similar to what we're always going with. Everyone in the squad has earned their place there. Everyone's had a little bit of a run in, and this is the best lineup in my opinion. Before we jump into the episode, we're going to take a look at what happened in between the last two episodes, and we have done really well. Manchester City and Chelsea both got stopped from taking points away from us with 2-0 draws. Then we beat Wolves 3-2 at home, an absolutely flattering result from them. We were all over them like a bad rash in that game. Liverpool beat us 3-0 away from home, obviously a hard one to take, but a very good squad nonetheless. Blackburn we beat in the FA Cup to manage to go on to that next round, and Fulham we just beat 2-0 away from home. So without any further ado, let's jump straight into this game against Sheffield United. If you guys will take your minds back, you might remember that we lost to Sheffield United 4-1 earlier this season, so hopefully we can absolutely dominate them with our new tactics, our new players, and replicate a little bit of form that we have been showing lately. Hopefully they don't end up beating us 4-1 again. I can't see a situation where they do, to be honest. They are a very good squad overall, with a lot of players that we used to have, including Pascal Gross and Barlow Torre. So it is always good to see some familiar faces, but I think with them down in 20th place, this should be a very comfortable one. We have the first chance of the game, and it is looking like it's going to go Sheffield United's way. Hopefully not, because that would definitely not go the way that I've been talking about this game. So, yeah, they were very close to scoring there. I'm not going to lie. I had to really double take that chance. I thought that was going to end up being our chance. I thought we'd get the ball back and run down the pitch. But unfortunately, we do have to keep an eye on the Sheffield squad, because apparently they're a little bit better than I thought they would be. Obviously, they're not too bad. They beat us 4-1 earlier in the season. Demand more from the boys, because this is not good right now. 8th place. We are 8th place, and they are 20th. We should be winning this one very comfortably. So, the boys need to start performing better, and I'm going to tell them that at half-time, which is looming large very soon. But we do have one more chance before the second half starts. Sanchez does manage to make a tackle. David plays it up to Fabio Luiz, who is playing very well. Plays it to Dilson. They have a great combination, and they link up well there, but Dilson can't quite find the finishing touch. He's been really good for the time off camera, and hopefully he can replicate that form. A very good young striker that will be a part of our squad for a long time if he keeps playing the way that he has been. I'm far from pleased with the performance. They all look fired up, and hopefully that is enough to tell the boys, make them realise that they need to be doing better against squads like this. 11 shots therefore does imply that we are playing a lot better, as well as 58% possession. I'm sure it's just a matter of time before we keep grilling their goal and get one in the back of the net. Fabio Luiz trying with a long effort there. That would have been a very good goal if he managed to get that one in the back of the net. Pretty optimistic from that range, but we do like the intent nonetheless. David running up the field, plays it to Asensio, and Asensio hits the crossbar. That was so close. Oh, that would have been a great goal. And we go straight back at them again. Asensio has been playing really well off camera, so hopefully he can replicate that in this game. Andre Anderson with an absolute skyrocketer, nothing troubling the goalkeeper there, so we do need to think about making a tactical change now, because right now the players that we have on the pitch aren't scoring goals, and obviously we need to do that. I'll bring on Billingham and take Cataldi off, because I've had a lot of recommendations from my assistants to take him off and bring Billingham on a lot, so maybe there's some method to that. Although he is our captain, I do need to give him a bit of a rest and keep our wonder kids in the starting lineup. I know he's not the best player ever, but he is our captain, and he's played amazingly for us for such a long time, and he hasn't even been bad this season. He's got like a 7.12 rating, so it would be pretty harsh to take him out of the starting lineup. David, one-on-one, but a great tackle by the Sheffield United defender. The chance isn't over yet, but I think it is probably about to end now. Oh, that was such a good opportunity for David, but a really good tackle by their defenders, and we need to start getting them in the back of the net, because if we don't now, we're probably going to end up drawing this game, 0-0. Sheffield United kicking it long, and maybe we have another chance to speak of here. David on the ball, playing it to Billingham, a bit of a 1-2. David running up the pitch, come on, take a hit, but it's straight at the goalkeeper, and again, we just can't get them in the back of the net. Great play from the boys, but they're not going our way. Even there, off the corner, we're almost scoring once again, but none of them seem to be going exactly where we want them to be going, and that is in the back of the net. I'll say get creative, see if that works, and we need a little bit of a catalyst for change. I think I'll bring off David, bring on Milosevic. Milosevic scored his first goal for the club, but he was offside, so maybe he sort of took some confidence from that. Maybe we should bring some experience on in Mayoral. Although Dilson hasn't done anything too bad in this game, I know that Mayoral can bag the goal, so hopefully he can come on and get the winning goal that we need. This one is a little bit of a nerve-wracking game, to be honest, because we do need to end up scoring the goal to get the 3 points against a really poor squad. So it is the kind of game that we do need to take advantage of. We're just playing now a wee highlight here because I've made the change, and I don't think it's actually going to lead to anything. Hopefully it ends soon. We're just wasting our time right now. Asensio on the ball, running up the pitch, paying it to Dilson for his last contribution, and he kicks it out for a corner, and maybe we will see this highlight after all. No. Oh, no, yes. So let's see if we can get into the back of the net. Their goalkeeper takes it as I move on to attacking, and hopefully we can win the ball from here. We cannot, and it looks like Gross is playing the ball, but Milosevic makes a good tackle and has a really long shot, but again, nowhere near the back of the net, and we need to be doing better than this. Our players are playing so much better than them, 21 shots to their 5. We really need to just put one in the back of the net, but I don't think it's going to happen on tonight. So it's going to be a disappointing one and a hard one to take unless we can score here. Fabio Luis running up the pitch, plays a good ball over. Mayoral manages to get the goal, and we are going home with all 3 points. We're at home, but we're going home after the game as the winners, just like we deserve to be. Andre Anderson with a great pass, Fabio Luis doing what he does well, running up the pitch, playing absolutely wonderful balls, and a good finish from Mayoral. Sometimes we just need that little bit of experience to help us get over the line. We'll move back down to positive. I mean, if we score again here, that would be great, but if Sheffield United score, gosh, I'd be so disappointed. Asensio playing it over to Milosevic, who has come on and done quite well so far, and he does end up winning a penalty for us, as long as the VAR does check it, and yes, we are going to be taking a penalty here. Who's going to be taking it? I think it will be Mayoral. Yes, it is. Steps up, already scored once today, and doesn't miss from the start. 2-0 is a much more fair scoreline if you base it on the stats. We definitely deserve that, and Mayoral doesn't miss from the spot, just like he does today. Beautiful stuff. And he's come on and scored 2 goals. I think that justifies starting him in the FA Cup game, unless I feel like Dilson could be a man to make a little bit of a difference. I'm very happy with the performance there. Obviously, it was a little bit touch and go, and I definitely didn't think we were going to get all 3 points a couple of times in that match, but that is enough to keep us in 8th place and help bridge the gap between us and Norwich. We're going to jump straight into the next game, which is up against Fulham in the FA Cup quarter-final, and hopefully we can win it and continue a little bit of a cup run. Here we are, the FA Cup quarter-final against Fulham. If you compare the two sides, we are pretty solid, and I think that we should be able to come away with a win here. If you take a look at our squad, we have rotated a little bit, but not too much, and I feel like the players that we do have on the pitch are good enough to win this game for us. Pick up where we left off last time out. Hopefully Mayoral can do exactly that and score 2 goals in this game. That would be brilliant. The team weren't too happy with the fact that I wanted to play with this tactic when we went into the pre-match tactical briefing. But I think it's probably the best approach because it's been doing really well for us lately, and I don't see why it won't do well in this game. As we almost score here. No, we don't almost score. We do score. Marco Asensio hitting it in the back of the net from a terrible mistake from the defender and goalkeeper in the Fulham lineup. Let's take a look at that again. Absolutely shocking stuff. Should have just cleared it, but it's come to him. A great tackle, but it bounces straight back to him, unluckily. And it is 1-0 to us. Very good start to the game. A lucky start to the game, but one that we will take any day of the week. But they are hitting back at us now with their first chance of the game. Oh, might not be their first chance of the game as Mayoral pounces and shoots it just wide. Again, doing really well, and we're dominating the game as things stand. Obviously, it could change at any moment as Fulham have a corner headed out by us, but they still have a chance on the ball. Simpson playing it back to Nuno Santos. None of these names I'm really recognising, but still I know that they are a pretty solid squad. But we had a chance to break away there, but Fabio Luis can't quite keep a hold of it. But Bellingham ends up getting it back after a poor clearance from the goalkeeper. Zinchenko is a player that's on loan, I must remind you guys, but we do have an option to buy him for 16 million, and I'm really tied up between whether or not I should do it or not at the end of the season. I want you guys to vote in the iCard above to let me know, but we have just scored back onto the game, and Mayoral is coming back into form, and he probably is going to be taking the starting spot off Dilson if he keeps playing this way. Mayoral is a great striker, top goal scorer in the league last year, probably unjustly got his games taken away from him to make way for a young striker in the form of Dilson. But right now, it is hard to say no to Mayoral with the amount of goals that he's scoring, 3 in 2 matches, and it's not over yet. Fulham almost hit back from a corner, and luckily we do make sure that they don't get the goal to get them back into the game. We have another chance. Sanchez playing it into Milosevic. Milosevic back to Kusins. And we are passing around quite well now. Asensio playing the ball, hopefully into the middle, but he loses it before he can even think about doing anything. Good defence by Fulham, but we do have it back at them again. We are building up play really well with this tactic, and the team plays it back all the way to the goalkeeper, and then we just run up the pitch, and seems to work very well. Milosevic not doing much so far in this game, but puts a good ball in. Mayoral flicks it on, and Fabio Luis scores his second goal for the club, and that is a very good way to score the second goal. A great header by Mayoral, and a good assist, and a good finish by Fabio Luis in the end. An easy hit. He should be scoring from that distance at the end of the day, but a very good player that we have on our hands here. 4-star current ability, and I guarantee that's going to go up because of the way that he's playing lately. He is only going to get better. Zinchenko putting another good ball in, and this is going to turn into a little bit of an overhaul for us if Fulham can't find a way back into it. Hopefully we manage to get the ball back here and have another chance before the end of the half. Mavropanos, the old Arsenal player, giving it away. Kusins to Mayoral, who could bag another goal, but he can't quite get it away from the goalkeeper, and it does go out for a corner. But we don't see it, and that is the end of the first half. Very good performance, and I'll tell the boys, I'm very happy with things that are going. Keep it up. We need to keep this intensity up. Not that I'm too worried that Fulham will get back into the odds of them scoring 3 goals in the second half are slim to none, and it's good to see that this tactic is working very well for us. Solé on the ball, back to Bellingham, and no, Fulham finally get a chance to break away. Mitrovic, a very prolific scorer, has a shot, but Onana makes a good save, and he is proving to be a very, very good goalkeeper in this league, and I'm very happy to keep him for a couple more years at least. He's still quite young. He's a bit of a default signing. Everyone seems to get him in Football Manager, and I like to steer away from those sort of signings, but nonetheless, he is a great player, and I'm happy to have him. His value and star rating has gone down a little bit, though. He used to be a 4-star current ability, and now he's only 3.5. And then he used to be about $24 million worth of value, but now he's only 19.5. So it's a little bit concerning, but I'm not too worried. He's still playing well on the pitch, and overall, if you take a look at our squad, it's improved a lot recently. So I think that's probably the reason why his star rating's gone down. He hasn't been playing bad at all, so I would be surprised if it was anything that he had done. We're going to bring on Bai to fill in for Sanchez, as he is probably the only player that I'm worried about for fitness reasons. Maybe I'll bring off Asensio at some point too. He's playing amazingly for us in the league. No, we're going to have to take off Milosevic instead. Very upset to see him go, but we have plenty of players on the in the reserves that can play that sort of position. Hopefully it's not too bad of an injury. We'll take a look at that after the game, as long as I don't forget, because I've been known to forget about stuff like this. Fulham have come back into the game a lot in the second half now, with more shots than us overall. Maybe I should move back down into a balanced tactic. I'm sure they won't be able to score 3 goals in the last 7 minutes, but stranger things have happened in the game of football. Jose Perez loses the ball, and it looks like we are on another attack. Mayoral should be able to beat the players down on that wing, and he's going on a great run. Plays it back to Cousins, who bags one home, and Mayoral gets 2 assists and 1 goal on the night, and Cousins is back into the lineup with some really low match fitness, but overall played very well today, and finishes it off with a great goal that ends up putting us 4-0 up, and we will find out who we're going to play against in the semi-final, because surely it is wrapped up now. We'll make one last change before the end of the game. Maybe for fitness reasons we'll bring Asensio off and bring Dilson on. I don't really know if he can play in that position, but we're going to make him. I'm kind of just wanting to get a little bit of fitness in the squad, make sure that Asensio isn't looking too tired, and I'm sure Dilson will be fine for a couple of minutes out on that wing. Fulham on the ball for the last chance of the match, and I imagine we are going to be hearing the final whistle any moment. They might have one more chance, but as the ball goes out there, I think we are solidified our place in the semi-final of the FA Cup. What an achievement for the boys. I think we've been up there in that sort of area before. I think we only got to the quarterfinal last time. Maybe we even got to the semi-final. But I'm very happy with the performance, and it's time to find out who we're going to be playing that semi-final against. Before we do the draw for the FA Cup, Milosevic is out for 7 to 8 weeks with a broken toe, so not too bad. We can certainly handle his absence for the time being. And these are the teams in the semi-final draw: Brighton, Everton, Manchester United and Stoke. As long as we don't get Manchester United, we'll be happy. Luckily we don't, and we have managed to get Everton. We're going to be playing at Wembley, so it doesn't matter who's home and who's away. Very excited for this game. And it is time, unfortunately, to end the episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will play a couple of games and probably meet back around the time that FA Cup semi-final is on. We have a preparation game against Everton just before it, so hopefully we can win that and see if we can continue this cup run. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next episode.